Hello, everybody. This is Cheryl, and I just want to thank you so much for being a part of my Fun Fold class this month. And this month, we're going to make a very simple one. It's called a fold back flap card. And as you can see how simple it is, it's kind of just a regular card with one panel folded back to show off your designer series paper. And you're going to make 3 cards that are the same but different, and get some instructions, and I'm hoping you'll put it in a binder, like in a page protector, and then put maybe a sample card in there so you'll be able to go back to this and make your own Fun Fold cards. Each month I'll do a different fold, and this is such a simple one. Next month, get ready for something a little more complicated. But anyway, so I want to tell you a few things about the cards before I get started. This one I'm going to be demonstrating for you today. So this one is done with Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper, and a baker's twine. This is a thick baker's twine, and 2 punches that I had, which are, let me see, Label Me Fancy and Label Me Lovely. And this one's interesting because it has a slit there and a little hole punch there that you can use for ribbon or baker's twine. So they look really cute together, and I'll show you this in a second. This card, I just really like the colors because they're kind of unusual. It's a Night of Navy that I paired with Pressed Petals Designer Series paper. So originally I had stamped right on the Designer Series paper, but it's pretty, this background's pretty dark, so I decided to do it over on a piece of Whisper White. And the only thing I did differently for this one, see, you're not supposed to stamp images when you send kits, and that's a little bit of a dilemma, okay? So you've got to use your own stamp sets, and I made these so that I can punch out the small daisy. This is small daisy punch and a little circle. I did 2 of them, and they have a glue dot to stick them together, and then it's popped up with a dimensional. That's about it with that one. The 3rd card is using Best Dress Designer Series paper. This is the one with the lipsticks and high heels and purses on it on one side, and the other side is floral images, and it's really beautiful colors. I love this one. And this is another one of my new favorite things. It's in the mini catalog called Stitch So Sweetly dies. You need a big shop for those, but I'm going to give these to you in your kits, but you're going to have to stamp them. So you could stamp anything on here you want, obviously. And for the inside, I would recommend using a Stamparatus so that you get it perfectly straight. The other thing stamping on Designer Series paper is if it doesn't ink up really, really well with the Stamparatus, you can do it again. And I think that's about it. So I think you'll figure out how to put these together. I might punch out a butterfly for you. This uses Butterfly Duet Punch, which has a big butterfly and a small one, but I can't stamp it. So feel free to use any punches you have, little hearts or flowers or anything there, and just embellish it all you want. So that's those 2. Okay, so I'll get started with this card here. Put it up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm starting with a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4, which is right down the middle, and then again at 7 1/4. And you fold it mountain and valley, which means I'm folding it in half like a card, like a regular card, and then I want to instead of folding another mountain, I'm going back the other way. So see how this is a mountain and this is a valley. Okay, and then I have cut the designer series paper for you. And you have the measurements on your instructions. I like Tombow because, which is this multi-purpose glue, because I have a couple of seconds to situate it and make it just right. I'm going to put something on the flap. I just realized this one, I didn't put anything on the inside, but let me switch it off. I'm going to grab my Stamparatus. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed my Stamparatus so that if I have trouble with my design series paper with it stamping right, I can do it over again in the same spot. So I make sure it's lined up right in the corner, put down my magnet, and I've grabbed a stamp from Perennial Birthday just to put on the outside. So first you just set down your stamp where you think it's straight. Okay, I think that's good. And you put the lid down, just press on it to lift it up and slowly pick it up. And then on the stamp, I'm gonna ink some olive, put it down, see how it does. It's pretty good, except I got a shadow, just what I didn't want to do. But I'm just going to leave it so you guys can see it. I might just put a little flower on there or something. Okay, so put that on there. So sometimes when I'm doing this card, just pay attention to where you do the inside, because if you have it sticking out here, you want it to cover up. Now for this one particular card, it's going to be okay because this is going to go to the outside enough to cover up the U. Let me grab a scratch paper. That's too big. Okay, I'm using Happy Birthday from, it's from this one, Seaside Notions. I think these fonts are really pretty. So I'm going to use Happy Birthday. Just stamp it on there. And, oops, that one's cut out with Label Me Lovely. Oops, I need to cut it just a bit. Okay, you guys are going to have more of a challenge because I am going to give you the little punch, and you're going to have to try to get it so that it's not crooked. Normally when you use punches, you stamp on the paper and then you set the punch upside down like I did so you can get it just perfect. I'm going to grab Label Me Fancy. They kind of go together. These two punches, you'll see them in the mini catalog, and they're really neat used together. I put it in, and this is So Saffron paper. And when I did it, let me see, I grabbed the first one again, and I knew I was using baker's twine instead of ribbon. Oh, I remember how I did this. So I I drew a little dot where I thought I wanted a hole, because when the punch was up there, I couldn't tell where I was, you know, on the punch. So when you put this in here, somewhere, come on, there's my dot. See my dot there? Okay. I just saw it. Okay. So I glued this one down first. And if you want to do it differently without the baker's twine, you could glue it down and cover the holes with like little punched flowers or something. Okay, so where's my twine? I'm just going to do a white because I don't, does this go? No, not really. I'm going to use white because I'm getting short on the crushed curry one. I want to leave plenty of room for a ribbon or a bow. Those bows take a lot of string if you've done them before. So if I put it up here to cover the U, then before I put it down, I'm kind of seeing that it's even, and it is. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back and put it down first after I've got my strings situated. And be careful too, because if I would put dimensional there, it's going to go over and stick on your card. You don't want that. So I think right I'm looking at the paper too, lining up right there just to get it totally even, perfectly even. And then when I tie my bows, I tie a knot first. Oh, I hope I left enough. I kind of didn't. We'll see how it goes. Here. Because after I tie a knot, then I can relax and tie a nice bow. So now it's in place. Okay. There you go. So I think this was the most complicated one because of the string, but it's still really simple. And you guys let me know if you have any questions about anything. And thanks again so much for joining me this month. Okay, bye-bye.